worth it. It's not just me. We're a family here, and more people we add to the family who are genuine and want to be in a positive, uplifting place, that's what we are. As promised, tonight I will be showing you the rest of the reading I did of Carla Schurman's story, A New Home for Hiacynth. And I recorded it last night, so yes, you will be seeing me in the same shirt I wore last night. So, however, as you can tell, I did change today. Anyway, I think that story just is fabulous, and Carla did a really great job. I would love to see more people viewing this page, more people liking this page and subscribing to this page. It's worth it. It's not just me. We're a family here, and more people we add to the family who are genuine and want to be in a positive, uplifting place, that's what we are. So, I'm going to cut this part here and open it up with the rest of the story. Professor Doolittle returned from his trip and immediately rushed to the park. After speaking a long time with the park manager, he called Hiacynth and her sister aside for a conference. Professor Doolittle explained that he had been planning a home for them on property next to his home. Although it wasn't quite ready, it would be soon. So if Hiacynth, her family, and those animals who chose to join them didn't mind roughing it for a couple of months, they could go there as soon as transportation was arranged. Hiacynth laughed. "Mine," she said. "Of course not. We'll be just fine. What a relief that we will not have to worry about being separated." Petunia, who was a little less able to communicate with the professor, trumpeted her joy. So it was that Hiacynth, her family, and most of the animals from the compound arrived at their new home. On the day of the move, one of the employees of the park asked Professor Doolittle for a job at the new location. The professor thought of the advantages of having a human to handle deliveries, etc., and to do what might be difficult for elephants' trunks. He hired Jason as groundskeeper. Little did the professor know what a selfish and nasty person the young man really was. Hiacynth became more and more unhappy with Jason and the unkind things he did, supposedly accidents. The day before Hiacynth's birthday was the last straw. Jason had left the water running and flooded Petunia's prized garden, naturally planted with mostly petunias. As everyone knows, petunias do not do well with overwatering. The garden was ruined, and Petunia was very sad. Jason had just shrugged and said, "Well, stuff happens." And it was just a few flowers. Hiacynth watched him as he walked away, not bothering to hide a satisfying smirk. He did that on purpose, she thought. Now she was absolutely sure that none of his accidents were accidents at all. Hiacynth went to comfort her sister and found all the animals gathering for the same purpose. Mother Mongoose was assuring Petunia, and they would all work together to plant another petunia garden that would be more beautiful than the ruined one. Hiacynth looked around her, and her heart filled with love. They were all her family, from the tiniest field mouse up to her sister, her daughter, granddaughter, and great-granddaughter, each different from the other, but a loving family nonetheless. Later that day, Hiacynth was checking on the damage to the petunia garden and overheard a conversation between Jason and one of his biker buddies. "Oh, they're so stupid, it's easy to get by with this stuff," he laughed. "Cushy job, and with what I can get with fake bills and the like, I'll be set for life in a year. In the meantime, I get my chuckles tormenting them." Can you imagine getting upset over a few stupid flowers? Jason and his buddy were so busy laughing they didn't see or hear when Hiacynth quietly, well, as quietly as an elephant can be, removed the screen from the office window. Then, just as quietly, removed the safe that held operating funds from her new home. Or for her new home. Excuse me on that one. I'll read that sentence again. Then just as quietly removed the safe that held operating funds for her new home. That evil Jason was not getting one more penny of Professor Doolittle's money. But how to get rid of him for good? The professor was still out of town. They would have to handle it themselves. Then she had a thought, a very satisfying thought. All the animals were invited to Hiacynth's birthday party. Special treats for all tastes were laid out under the trees near the veranda, and the air was filled with squeaks, squawks, and happiness. Even the babies were having a good time, rolling and playing in the grass. Hiacynth stopped to visit with each one. Now and then she exchanged a knowing glance with one of the parents. This was the day. Just as the party was ending, Jason took off on his prized motorcycle. Hiacynth was sure that Professor Doolittle's money had paid for it. As soon as he was out of sight, Hiacynth signaled for her plan to begin. Everyone rushed to get their part done. Within no time at all, almost everything was ready. Every single thing that had belonged to Jason was packed and loaded onto the trailer that attached to his motorcycle. Doors to the cottage and the office had been barricaded. Not that he could have gotten past Hiacynth and Petunia, but just to make sure he got the message. Several hours later, Jason returned and stopped dead in his tracks. There, inside the gates, were his worldly possessions, and behind them ranged every single member of Hiacynth's family, hundreds of creatures, great and small, furred, feathered, and hided. Posted on a fence by the trailer was an eviction notice to Jason, typed by Hiacynth with her special stylus on the computer, and printed in very large letters, "Jason, you have been found in violation of your duties and the law. The county sheriff and Professor Doolittle have been informed. They will deal with you in the meantime. Get out and don't come back." It was only a little fib. The sheriff did not communicate with elephants, and she had no intention of bothering the professor while he was saving endangered animals. But to Jason, it was enough. Under the watchful eye of all the residents, he quickly attached the trailer to his motorcycle. As he mounted to leave, fear on his face the family made sure every single animal and bird let him know he was done. The sound was deafening. Even the motorcycle couldn't match it. He was gone as fast as that motorcycle could go, never again to be seen in Marshall County, Kansas. Amaryllis, Hyacinth's great-granddaughter, proudly closed the latched the gate, then returned to her grandmother's side for a gentle snuggle. Well, anyway, good one, Carla. Well, anyway, chuckled Hyacinth. That is that. We'll need a new gardener, but I know just the one. You remember that young man that comes with the vet? He's wanted to be a vet like Dr. Joe. Taking care of folks like us. I can even talk to him a little. He's just what we need, and we're what he needs. Perfect, don't you agree? Everyone agreed. And Hyacinth was so happy. Best birthday ever. My family is safe. The moral of the story, as Hyacinth put it, never mess with an elephant. We never forget. And as I put it, family is what you make it. Red or yellow, black or other, furred or feathered, still my brother. Still my sister, just different. All are beloved, as it was meant. Thank you, Carla Schurman. That is a very heartwarming story, and I'm sure everybody's going to love it. And I hope you enjoyed that story. I loved it. I loved reading it. And Carla just must have had a lot of fun writing that. Oh, and she worked all the elements in. The 5 elephants, Elm Street, Jason. It's all there. So, we'll say goodbye to Petunia and Hyacinth and Dr. Doolittle. No, Professor Doolittle. And pick up another story another day. Please do subscribe. Please take care of yourselves. Hydrate, 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 electrolytes, electrolytes, electrolytes. So those are all very important. And cool claws if you have them. Something cool to put around your neck. Anyway, be safe. And until tomorrow, because it is another day. Hasta mañana. Later that day, Hyacinth was checking on the damage to the petunia garden and overheard a conversation between Jason and one of his biker buddies. As they're so stupid, it's easy to... Okay, starting that paragraph over. Edit, edit, edit. Take a drink. Excuse the snort. The moral of the story, as Hyacinth put it, never mess with an elephant. We never forget. As I put it, family is what you make it. Red or yellow, black or other, furred or feathered, still my brother. Still my sister, just different. All are beloved. All are beloved. Sorry, Carla, I'll start that part over.